This is your WW3 news on a Good Friday. Things are not looking good. Things are just getting more bonkers as every day it goes. News came out. Trump is gloating because he destroyed the biggest Middle Eastern bridge in that neck of the woods. He bombed it, which has no strategical military significance. It's for civilian use. And, it looks like Trump's getting a little bit desperate because people say, oh, things for Iran's not doing too well. This could be the case, but, until they have the fire capability, launch a whole series of ordnance in the Middle East and then those so-called Arab-friendly countries to America. They only destroyed, was it, an Amazon hub the other day, and an Oracle hub as well. That's their so-called data server, whatever it's called. And the Iranians, they don't fuck around. They will do this in retaliation for this. This will continue, and they will continue to do so until they will have the stuff to launch. And the fact is, they're not having a hard impact on targets, so they tend to be very selective targets. They have to punch more harder. They have to give the Israelis and the Americans and nosebleeds, will just knock them out. And while they're down, they can profit of the situation. And obviously, in White House continues the purge of the administration. From some district attorney, general district attorney, resigned, who was kicked out. Trump has to put his house in order because he knows he'll have to depend on people, the yes men. They will just say yes like teachers' pets without doubting whether it was a good idea or not. The political decisions which he makes, it's a disaster. So it's growing more and more the possibility of boots on the ground, even if they already deployed various troops already, which have already been there for some time, and others are coming. And the Iranians clearly said, Iran will be your grave. And that's a quite true fact. Afghanistan, the Russians, why they pulled out? Because they lost a lot of soldiers. And why did the Americans pull out after 10 years of war with Vietnam? For nothing. 55,000 deaths. That remained in American society for a very long time. They will continue to haunt Americans. And the Rutos and the Iranians claim we're going to be brutal in a way that will scare the living daylights out of you for here and until eternity. Returning back to Iran, the tit-for-tat attacks. Like I said, they have to punch more harder. They have to demonstrate some type of deterrence to just, keep these arseholes at a distance. Even though there is a participation of Chinese and Russians in some way, in an indirect way, you should say. And slowly, the effects of this war is having consequences on the global economy. First, you bomb a country, attack them for the first. It wasn't Iran, it was the Israelis and America. And the Israelis continue to attack and do what they bloody like. Until they receive money and weapons from America, they can do these things. When they pull the plug, this is its importance for America and Israel interests. This war continues. They must have dominance on that region, especially regarding the resources in the Middle East regarding the things which we put in our car, which runs our society, which keeps the lights on. Without that society, our modern society ceased to exist. But I don't know. We're heading towards slowly into a war, Mad Max world scenario afterwards. And this could be the war which triggers off Third World War itself, because all the major powers are going to participate. Whatever side they are, whatever alliance they create, they're going to be dragged in. It's for their interests, for the interest for the people, for the interest of the future. They have to decide to jump in, or otherwise here it will be curtains for everyone, which the shortages of this crude oil regarding diesel and petrol. I think only in France, in some service stations, they begin to run out. So they'll all probably run the thingy bob. This is due to logistic. That is due to its running out. And in Brussels, they estimate 2 weeks of fuel at this level of consumption. Afterwards, they have to take in consideration of rationing or do energetic lockdowns. Yes, yet again, this is a wet dream of the technical globalist tyrants. What they want, they can control you through this tyrannic capitalistic way. You need fuel to go to work, you need fuel to go everywhere, and when that begins to become more or less, it will become more expensive, and it will have effects on society itself and even the economy of every nation in the West. And it's really hitting in the East already. India, I heard the textiles industry had to fire more than 500 workers who work in these various sweatshops. And for them, that income, that very little they get, is a form of survival. Without that, they'll starve. It's an emerging economy, but it still has its fragile points in society itself. And there you what, that's for Good Friday news. We'll wrap it up. Who knows if markets are closed, Trump and his Israelis do something. Even says he's a man of faith. No, he's not a man of faith, he's an antichrist. And people do not see it. It's typical in the Bible. They state when an antichrist comes, it will amaze people, and somehow they enter in some type of trance. Propaganda narratives, they're pretty good at this.